The Denver Nuggets taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Jamal Murray. There's like this conversation happening. Can he do it again? Michael Porter Jr. had a fantastic series versus the Lakers this season in the regular season. Can he carry that over? Do the LA Lakers have any advantages they can take advantage of? And who do the Denver Nuggets trust off the bench? We're going to talk about all that and more here at Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on? You're welcome to Locked On Nuggets. This is your host, Swiper. This is your team every day. Shout out to y'all, everybody that's here with us in the building. This is one of the best places to get your Denver Nuggets content, so make sure if you're listening to us on Apple iTunes, give us a 5-star review. That way more and more people can listen to the great quality content you're getting here at Locked On Nuggets. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, make sure, like, share, and subscribe. We're on the way to 7,000 subscribers here on the Locked On Nuggets side, trying to continue to build this community up as we go. And y'all, we have the one, the only, Ryan Chartburn in the building. What's going on, brother?
Not much. I'm excited to be here. Always, everybody knows us from the Mile High Sports duo side of things, but we're getting together. We're having some fun doing content, and I'm sure that there'll be plenty of stuff coming for just about everybody.
Facts, y'all. So look, again, on the Locked On Nuggets side, you know Den Vengers will be here at some point in time, trying to corral all the schedule, get everybody on the same page. It's a little bit of a hustle, but we're going to make it work, y'all. We're going to have one of the best videos you've seen all season. But y'all, let's tap into it. So there's a brother from Kitchener, Canada, named Jamal Murray.
He walked up behind me.
Overall.
Walked up behind me at the practice today. He was in a good mood. He was good. He was working hard.
Good. Kitchener, Canada, the man himself, 7th overall pick in 2016 from the University of Kentucky, the first Kentucky freshman to average 20 points per game in his career, the man who's come down from 3-1 twice, the man who once had 50, 42, and 50 in 3 consecutive playoff games, the man that has twice averaged 30 points per game on 50, 40, 90 in his career, the man with 4 20-point fourth quarter, 20-point performances. Jamal Murray kind of has a resume of the stuff of legends, and there's been an interesting conversation happening about Jamal Murray at the national level on NBA Twitter, and a lot of Lakers fans are wondering, is Jamal Murray going to do what he did last year? Jamal Murray last year, if you don't remember, y'all, averaged 32.5, 5 and 6, and shot 50, 40, 95, 50, 40, 95, and absolutely went crazy. I'm talking blue arrow was going right in front of LeBron James's face. Hezzy, tween, right off of Anthony Davis. Post up, Dennis Schroeder, post up, Austin Reeves. It was everywhere. And Lakers fans are wondering, is that what we're going to see again? And here's my theory, Ryan Blackburn. People just don't realize that the Denver Nuggets, man, they have really had a lot of success with Jamal Murray ever since that game 2 of the 2019 playoffs when Jamal Murray was scoreless, basically. Looked like he just did not belong on the court. And then all of a sudden, when the Nuggets were about to go down 0-2, that Gohan thing woke up in him, where Gohan, when he had to fight Cell, it came up out of nowhere. When he had to fight Frieza, it came up out of nowhere. He just had this thing where he scored his first 21 points quarter in the fourth quarter, went crazy. And I remember everybody at the time was like, man, we might have something special in this dude. I just think people just severely underestimate how much Jamal cares about these moments and how much he lives for big playoff moments. So, y'all, Ryan Blackburn, I'm going to give you the runway as the Jamal Murray guy. What do you expect from Jamal Murray in the first round of the playoff versus the LA Lakers?
Well, I expect a lot of the same, man. I expect him to be absolutely locked in. And watching him today was really interesting at practice because he spent more time sweating, just going through his workout than just about everybody. They went through a very full physical workout. Michael Malone said he was very happy about practice yesterday, extremely happy about practice today. And he shouted out Jamal Murray and for the way that he is locked in and for the way that he rises in these moments. And so much of it is about Murray's mentality and how much he hates to lose. He is a competitive SOB. He hates to lose, man. And it's just so clear to me that when you get into these moments and you've got this fight or flight mentality where you can go through these different moments in the playoffs and you have certain players that will kind of shy away from that spotlight, that aren't really built for that, that aren't really meant for that. Even some players at the tippy top of the league. And then you've got guys like Jamal, who regular season just doesn't quite cut it for him. Regular season just doesn't quite it doesn't get him going quite as much as it does for the playoffs. And the Lakers, that's the only team really in my mind that really gets him going during the regular season. And now you got playoff Lakers. You've got a team that doesn't have anybody to match up with him anyway. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves. Are they going to start LeBron on him? Are they going to switch over Rui to him? Are they going to break up their rotation and have Cam Reddish or Max Christie come in there? I don't know, man. To me, this is what I see with Jamal. I see him probably starting maybe a little bit slower than he did in that Lakers series in the Western Conference Finals. But when it gets down to it, and if the Nuggets need a bucket, if they need somebody to shift the momentum a little bit, you know who they're going to call on, man. Joker's going to bring it all the time. Jamal's going to carry them over the top. That's my opinion.
Can you give a guess what Jamal Murray's numbers versus the LA Lakers in 3 games was this year?
I'm going to guess, because just having gone back and looked through some of those box scores, I'm going to guess it's 25 and 10, somewhere around 25 points per game, 10 assists per game.
Ryan Blackburn, the man who does his research, as known by Ryan Chartberg, Michael Malone, and Jamal Murray, 24.7 points to be exact, 9.3 assists, 5 rebounds, 51-47 splits.
Damn.
51-47 splits. Man. And he shot 6 threes a game. So this is what I'm saying, Ryan. It's like when people are talking about Jamal, they're saying, well, is he going to do that again? It's like, what are you going to do about it? Because at this point, we have a Western Conference Finals data, regular season data that says when he sees the Lakers, he doesn't see defenders. And even Anthony Davis or LeBron James, when they switch out onto him, again, to have a point guard shooting that well. And again, this is Jamal Murray, by the way, regular season context. He's taking 20 field goals a game, not getting to the free throw line a lot in these matchups. But if Jamal Murray, if his volume goes up, if his free throw rate goes up at all, 4 attempts a game, you're already getting into 31, 32 points a game again. So a lot of this is, man, I just think that Jamal, because of his size, his dexterity, versatility, his shot making, the pick and roll, he's going to be carrying the offense at the top of the second quarter and the top of the fourth quarter with Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, and I think maybe KCP.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have a lot of, or Justin Holiday. We talked about a little bit on Spaces with CT yesterday. I'm just trying to figure out, Ryan, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, that's going to be his primary matchups. Are they supposed to? And even if they try to contain and help, well then that's the point. Jokic is going to have the ball. So are you going to contain and help off MPJ or KCP or leave the lob open for AG? So man, just so many issues I think they present.
There's a lot of issues, and the Lakers starters are just not really built for playing that much defense. They'll try hard. There's no doubt about it. They will try. But they're already compromising themselves so much to guard Jokic by flip-flopping the Rui and AD matchups. There will be plenty of times where AD is going to guard Joker straight up, and Denver's going to have to challenge that. They're going to have to attack him in the pick and roll. They're going to have to space him out. They're going to have to pop Joker. There's no doubt about that they can do that thing. They can do all that. But it's when they flip that matchup where Rui is now the guy that is guarding Joker. And then are you switching that matchup with Rui and Austin Reeves?
Right.
When Jokic and Maul run a pick and roll? I don't know if that's going to work, man. I do know. It's not going to work. And Denver right now is in a really good position where there are mismatches all over the place.
Right.
because there are too many holes within the Lakers defense. There just are. They don't have enough wing defenders. They don't have enough of that player archetype that's actually going to affect Jamal. And unless LeBron is going to like throw it back all the way to 2020, where Jamal was cooking in that series as well, and then it was actually LeBron James who stepped up on him. Like, that's 4 years ago, man. That's a long time, and
Right.
there's a lot of miles on that. I don't think that LeBron has that in him. So I just
In
think
the first
that,
round of the playoffs.
yeah, exactly. Like you're not gonna sell all the way out, because that would destroy them. So I think that Jamal's gonna have a big time series. This is an ideal matchup for him. He's gonna have plenty of burden on him, and he's gonna have to make some tough shots. But if we know anything about Jamal, it's that he's a tough shot maker in a tough space and in a tough place. Like, that dude, he knows what he's doing.
Right. Well, y'all, on the other side, we're going to talk about Michael Porter Jr. a little bit and some of the advantages the Lakers may have in this series. We'll be right back for more here at Locked On Nuggets. So, Brian, I've been told that I'm a competitive person. Do you think that's true?
I think it's true. I think you're pretty competitive. I think you get a lot going for you.
Yeah. You know, Ryan and I have been out and about on the town in Denver. We've been out and about having Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki conversations with the public, with the servers, with bartenders, putting up our best basketball arguments. So I
lose those side. Generally, by the way. I definitely lose those.
Well, you chose Dirk, just to be fair. So obviously, I have a competitive side. We all do. And my competitive side is I'm a big fan of Monopoly Go. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been downloaded over 150 million times. It's a great twist on Monopoly when you play on not one, but hundreds of Monopoly boards in crazy locations, building up amazing cities that bring you big money. But the best part is messing with my friends. I can charge them rent on my iconic property, just like the classic Monopoly, but I now can also heist their vaults of riches for myself. And the leaderboard showed me who the biggest Monopoly tycoon is. But it's not just my competitive side that loves it. You can team up with friends and people from around the world in time tournaments to earn huge rewards. So get in the game, enjoying your friends. Download Monopoly Go, now free on the App Store or Google Play. We'll be right back for more here at Locked On Nuggets. Welcome back, everybody, to Locked On Nugget. This is your host, Swiper, your team every day at Locked On Nugget. This is my friend, special guest, Ryan Blackburn, a.k.a. Ryan Sharpburn, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And we've been talking a little bit about Jamal Murray, but let's get to the other Denver Nuggets sniper, Michael Porter Jr. Now, here's the thing, man. You know, Michael last year, he really was able to put some distance between him and the conversation about can his defense hold up in the playoffs. Can he hit enough shots to hold up in the playoffs? Last year, Porter was great, especially starting off that Timberwolves series. He was great driving to the basket, dunked over Taurean Prince. He was creating a lot of opportunities. Remember, him and Nikola Jokic had that stretch where they made back-to-back three-pointers that kind of chased the Timberwolves down in a game that they ended up losing in Game 4 when they were down 12 and got the game back basically tied, and Jokic missed a free throw at the free throw line that would have swept out the Timberwolves, and we would have 2 sweeps. Right. Now, that's the only time I ever get nervous about Joker, at the free throw line late in the game. That's about it. But, you know, Porter had a game this year where he had 25 points, Ryan, 10 rebounds and 4 assists, 5 of 5 from 3 and 10 of 10 from the field. So when you think about Michael Porter Jr. and what he's going to be able to bring to this series, do you expect him to be that supreme release valve in this series, given the fact he's probably going to be guarded by like Austin Reeves, maybe something like that off ball? I mean, depending on what they do, if they're going to have Rui, on Aaron Gordon or on Jokic, and then they're going to have AD on Aaron Gordon, LeBron's going to be guarding MPJ. So that's just, again, you know, and what do you expect? Let me ask that before I get into some of the other stuff. What do you expect from Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah, this is going to be a fascinating one. This is one of my bellwethers of the series, because I think Joker's going to bring it. Jamal's going to bring it. I think Michael Porter's going to bring it too. He's going to get open shots, and he's going to get opportunities where he's either matched up against a player that's much smaller than him, or he's matched up against a guy that, like LeBron, who likes to roam a lot, who likes, like, he might pay attention a little bit less off the ball. He might not close out as hard as he probably needs to at 39 years old. Like, there are advantages here for Michael Porter within Denver's system that if LeBron is guarding him on a consistent basis, Porter's probably got to keep running some off-ball actions. Like, LeBron's going to do a lot of pointing. He's going to do a lot of switching in those situations. And if you're Porter, that's an opportunity to take advantage of being 6'10", being a sniper, being one of those guys that when you get an opportunity to hit an open jump shot, you're not going to get a ton of them. But if you get a wide open one, you're going to have to take advantage. And that's definitely one of the bellwethers of this series where, and Big Honey says it there, I think I read somewhere that MPJ has the highest field goal percentage in the mid-range. He did have the highest percentage in the mid-range on a reasonable amount of volume.
52.4%.
And there was one of those plays in transition in one of the earlier games where he was matched up against D'Angelo Russell in transition, like semi-transition, and he dribbles the ball up the floor and just dribbles to the nail and just rises over D'Lo because D'Lo can't contest his shot at all. I like that. I think that that's a great opportunity for him to relieve some burden from Nikola Jokic, from Jamal Murray, and especially in those lineups where maybe Murray's on the floor and Joker's off the floor. Yeah. That's going to be a great opportunity to give Denver some advantage in a situation where they're probably not going to be able to generate much else.
Can you guess also, Ryan Blackburn, the Ryan Blackburn, what Michael Porter Jr. is averaging in the regular season versus the Lakers this year?
Averaging in the regular season versus the Lakers, I think he had a pretty solid game opening night. He had a solid game, game two. Actually, no, he had a pretty big game in game two. And then he had he had 27, 20, or no, it was 29. It was one of those. And then 25. So I'm going to guess that he averaged about 23 to 24 points per game.
So opening night, he actually had 12 points, 12 rebounds. And then he was 5 of 13 from the field. But he averaged 21.3 points per game, 10 rebounds, 2.7 assists. Everybody buckle up. 60.5% from the field, 52.4% from three on 7 attempts a game, and just one free throw, 100% from the free throw line. 61, 52, 100 splits versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Care to comment, Ryan Blackburn?
It's pretty solid. I think I probably undersold that a little bit just because, like, he's not going to get as much volume because you know that Joker's going to soak up some of that. You know Jamal's going to soak up some of that. For Porter, it's all about taking advantage of the opportunities that you do get, and clearly he has taken advantage of it.
Yeah, 14 shots a game for him versus the Lakers this year. And again, that's just what I mean. Like, I know a lot of people are like, well, look, like the shot that he's getting, like these crazy, like, you know, whatever. What I'm like, look, y'all, like, Porter is literally like the best spot-up shooter in the league. He's one of the best movement shooters in the league. He just does everything, and he's one of the best mid-range shooters in the league. Like, that's what I'm saying. The Nuggets between Jokic, Porter, and Murray, it's just super underrated how dynamic they are offensively and the level of opportunity they create for each other on the basis that they all know how to play well together, but they trust each other. They trust each other, and they know how to get in and out of almost any action possible. And they've seen, and again, because they've been playing together since the 2019-20 season, they've seen every coverage, Ryan.
Yeah.
Every coverage. They know exactly what you want to do, how you plan to stop them. And if you look this year so far, Ryan, the trio of Jokic, Murray, and Porter played 57 games together, 1,250 minutes. Ryan, they had a 126.3 offensive rating, a 111.5 defensive rating for a plus 14.5 net rating. And over the course of this year, the three of them had a 63.3% true shooting between the three of them.
So like lineups that featured them, right?
Featured them in it. Yes.
Okay. 63% is sick. Like that's about as good as it gets. And then for Denver, those are your three best offensive players. Those are the guys that you're going to use as kind of your tent poles for what you're trying to do. Aaron Gordon is going to have to find ways to really fill in there. KCP is going to get some opportunities both in DHO situations, but also like the occasional pick and roll, especially when they have to reset the offense, things like that. I think, though, that if Porter is at the level that we're talking about here, where it's 21 points per game, it's a wrap. Like that's going to be so hard for the Lakers to overcome that because there are already so many advantages in these other spots. I don't know if Joker's going to be the most efficient in this series just because when you have to deal with basically trying to score 1-on-2 when it's Rui and then AD rotating over as well, then you're probably not getting as much there. But with Jamal and with Porter, those are your efficiency merchants. Those are the guys that you can absolutely take advantage of those opportunities that Joker's creating. And as long as Aaron Gordon's hitting the dunker spot and maybe KCP hits a 3 every game, and I think that there's reason to believe that this Nuggets team has a great opportunity to score a bunch of points against the Lakers. They will be locked in, though. Like, it's not going to be super smooth sailing for Porter. I wonder if they try to disrupt him a little bit. Maybe that's something that LeBron James tries to go out of his way to do. But if it's Austin Reeves or if it's D'Angelo Russell or somebody else, I don't really feel as strongly for the Lakers on that front.
Right. Well, y'all, on the other side, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the advantages of the Lakers. Who's in the Denver Nuggets rotation that you trust in this series? It's going to be a fun conversation, y'all. We'll be right back for more on Locked On Nuggets. It's playoff time in the NBA and NHL. Baseball's in full swing, and FanDuel is your place to bet on every game. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150, win or lose. Bet on everything from slap shots to home runs to slam dunks, all on an app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make your first bet an automatic win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. We'll be right back for more here at Locked On Nuggets. Welcome back for the final segment here at Locked On Nuggets. We got Ryan Blackburn here, Ryan Chartburn here. We are here talking about the Denver Nuggets versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Game 1, just a couple of days from now. The legacy cementing game potentially for Nikola Jokic on the way to maybe his second NBA Finals. We have LeBron James, best player of all time for many, versus Nikola Jokic, future top 10, top 8 all-time player. We'll see. This is going to be one of the funnest matchups you'll see. So the Lakers do have some advantages. I want to give them credit. Their offense has been ticking since January. They have been ticking. Their offense has taken several leaps this year. And really, ever since they put Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup, they've been like a +4 net rating at the starting lineup with Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. So they absolutely have a path. D'Lo shooting really well. Reeves shooting really well, shot 50-50 splits last year. And then now, obviously, LeBron shooting 41% from 3 on the season, kind of has peaked out a little bit in April, but some of that may be shot selection. But then they also got tired versus the Pelicans. Anthony Davis played over 70 games this year as well.
I have no doubt that some of it is shot selection. Some of the pull-up threes that he has been taking lately are absolutely heinous. It is incredible to watch. That dude is going from 32 because he can, and because sometimes you're like, you know what? If this shot goes in, that's great. If not, it is what it is. But no, it is pretty funny sometimes to watch the LeBron James deep pull-up three.
Yeah. So right now, the starting lineup for the Lakers, plus 5.5, 116 offensive rating. That's pretty good, given where they were. The team, again, not performing well defensively, but look, man, they got a lot of ball handlers. They got dribble creators, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Spencer Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent. That's a lot of ball handlers, and that's something they intentionally went after in free agency and at the trade deadline. What advantages do you see the LA Lakers have that they can take advantage of and maybe use to expose the Denver Nuggets some?
Yeah, one of them is when Denver goes to their bench, LeBron is going to stagger with the bench as well, and they're going to have opportunities, especially on the offensive glass and in transition in those moments where you got a guy like Jackson Hayes who's going to be running the floor like crazy. He's going to be crashing the glass as an offensive rebounder. And when Denver goes small with Peyton Watson at the 4, with Aaron Gordon at the 5. Like, they'll probably be a little bit better as a defensive rebounding group with Gordon out there than with Zeke Naji, but it's not going to be by a lot. It's still going to be pretty tough, and I wonder who guards who in those situations. I wonder what Denver is going to have happen, but they're going to be pretty small, Denver is, and I think that there's a potential for the Lakers to get out in transition and to get on the offensive glass against Denver and earn some easy points that they probably wouldn't get in the half court. I think that there's going to be some opportunities, especially in those minutes, for them to win it. What I will say, just kind of going back and looking through some of the stats from the last series and from earlier this year, Denver isn't winning the non-Jokic minutes at all. Like, they're losing them. The problem for the Lakers is that there aren't that many minutes. There's not that many minutes for them to win. And if Denver can just keep it tight in those situations, then they'll probably be just fine.
Yeah, and I do think that regular season lineups for sure. It's going to be so interesting, Ryan, with Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, and then they throw in either Porter or throwing in KCP there. I do think that's going to be a bit different than what the Lakers saw, obviously, during the season. You know, we talked about this with the Celtics a little bit, talked about this with the Lakers. There were points in times where the Lakers, in I think game 1, where they had LeBron and Anthony Davis in the game with no Joker. They weren't playing around. So I absolutely think they're in a bind, further the series goes, get to game 3, game 4, by that point in time, look, they can absolutely be throwing that out and say, look, we're going to maximize these minutes. We're just going to put our 2 best players out there and say, let's go get it. You know, let's see if we can create some cushion here or get back into the game. And I do think that is smart. I think every team, you load up on those non-Joker minutes. Put your pride aside, your standard rotations aside. If you can get the game in your favor or get an 8-point, 10-point lead when Joker comes back in the game with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter, I mean, even Joker, that's still like a lot of points to overcome. So I do think there's some advantages they can use there. Again, the ball handlers, use them. Put the Nuggets in pick and roll, especially like if you can get some switch into advantageous matchups you're in, do that. They have that Austin Reeves, LeBron James little pick play that I love that they run at the top of the key, where Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon are in their action and they're trying to basically get a switch, or they're trying to get them to botch the switch, and LeBron James gets a free dive down to the rim and able to get like some consistent points out of it. So they have some stuff, man. And LeBron, AD, they're not going to like roll over, and they're not going to like let the Nuggets just walk all over them. And they're very aware that the fact they've lost 8 straight. They're very aware they got swept in the playoff last year. And Anthony Davis, you heard him in the offseason. Hey, we heard all the chirping. We heard the talking. LeBron and I have been having conversations. We're going to have something to say about it. Well, look, it's money time now. It's put up or shut up time. It's playoff basketball. Regular season dead. Everything you did in the regular season, none of it's here anymore. It's 0-0. Balls out. Who's going to win? And I think the grittier team, the more physical team, the more resilient team, that's going to be the team that wins this series. Because especially when you have high-level intellect at the top for both teams, and Jokic and LeBron, whoever wants it more and is willing to do the most to get it, that's a team that's going to win.
It's going to be a pretty cerebral series. I do think that LeBron obviously brings that to the table more so than just about any other player in the league. The Lakers will be prepared. I know that Lakers fans love to hate on Darvin Ham, but I think he's a pretty solid coach. And I think he's just being kind of dealt a pretty tough hand with the rotations that he's got and the actual personnel that he's got. But I do think that this matchup is going to be super fun from a narrative standpoint. It's going to be super fun from a just a combative standpoint, where these two teams are going to go back and forth, and they are going to be close. Like, these games are going to be very close, just like in the regular season, just like in the playoffs. And I don't think we're going to get a lot of blowouts either way. But if we did get a blowout, it might shift the narrative. It might shift things one way or the other. And if it goes Denver's way, then that just puts a ton of pressure on the Lakers to try to come back from that. So I'm curious to see how game 1 kind of feels out, and we're gonna find out really quick.
Predictions for game 1.
Man, I don't know. I really think that Lakers are actually coming in tonight to Denver. They're going to try to get acclimated to the altitude today, and maybe they'll have one practice on Friday. They'll probably try to get as much conditioning as they can, and then they'll play on Saturday. I'm not sure how ready they're going to be for it, though. Denver's been, I think that Denver's pretty well locked in. I think they know how important this is. And kind of like the first game of the playoffs last year against Minnesota, that was a we're ready for this, we're ready for you kind of moment. And I think Denver's going to be locked in for that. So I'm going to say Nuggets by 10 or 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Nuggets win game 1. I think they're going to come out with a playoff punch. Like, this isn't sweet. We don't disrespect you. We don't think that you're not on our level. We're going to treat you as if you're a team on our level, and you have LeBron and AD, and you're a legacy franchise and a blue chip franchise. We're going to give you every single ounce of respect that we have, and we're going to try to hunt you down. And I think that's just the way the Nuggets play. They will not take them lightly. And I'm really interested to see the Nuggets playing the Lakers to start off their playoff journey for their second title. You know, there's already like so much, not bad blood, but just a lot of history between the two franchises. And obviously the Lakers have been dominating that franchise for decades. You know, the Nuggets were never anything, you know, prior to this era. So, but I do think that the Nuggets care about this matchup. They care about the fact they're playing versus LeBron. But the thing is, they're not afraid of the Lakers or Braun. They just respect them. But I think Jokic is going to come out and really set a tone, and so will Jamal. I'm not going to hold you, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if Jamal had like 18 or 20 points in the first half. I wouldn't. Because he's been on such a roll, and right now it's like if the 3-point shot continues to fall like it's been falling, and just to like continue to get some of that momentum going, like just let everybody know that even if I miss 7 games, even if y'all like, you know, people are questioning us and all that stuff, we're going to come out. We're going to put the pedal to the metal. So I think they're going to win. I think the Nuggets can get up double digits at one point. They might win by 6 or 7 or 8, but they're going to get up double digits at some point in the fourth quarter, and we'll see. But y'all, this is going to do it for Locked On Nuggets. This is my brother, Ryan Sharpburn, Ryan Blackburn, the man, the myth, the legend himself with Mile High Sports. This is your boy Swiper. I will see y'all tomorrow on Locked On Nuggets as we continue these talks into the 2024 NBA playoffs. See y'all on the other side.